Hello everyone. I'm going to make something that everybody loves, just about. Macaroni and cheese. Everybody but my husband. I have not made this version, but when I tell you what's in it, I mean, how bad can this be? I saw it online. If you love this, stay with me till the end because I'm going to try to read you the recipe. We are going to have 1 pound of pasta, and my pasta that I picked is my last bag. So if anybody lives near Costco, this was from Italy, imported. They had a penne and gemelli, I think that's how you say it, but this is just 1 ingredient pasta. It's so good on my belly. It's got 6 grams of protein for 2/3 of a cup, which is not ever what I eat. I'm going with a whole grain pasta so that I can have some of this because it's going to be a super high protein, very fattening, but it's Christmas. It's going to be for Christmas dinner going alongside of, you'll see. So bear with me guys because I'm going to have to do this video in sections, moving you, and it has a lot of stuff going on. I have my 1910 food processor out. In this recipe is a lot of cheese. There is 16 ounces of sharp cheddar. There is 8 ounces of mozzarella. There is 8 ounces of the Colby Jack. And this is the one I had in my freezer, so I'm hoping it'll grate up nicely. It's fontina. And it calls for all of those cheeses for 1 pound of pasta, not to mention milk and heavy cream. So this is going to be kind of boring, but I was going to show you that my 1910 food processor still does the trick when it comes to shredding, whether you're shredding carrots or cheese. So it's really not 1910, but where's my little gadget now? Now that I spoke, here it is. So I lied. Now it's not going to work. What the heck? It's not in place, that's all. I mean, there we go. Now we got it. I didn't have it in place. So you just keep putting the cheeses in. And I'm going to grate them all, and I'll show you the next steps once I get through this. Let's see if this fontina, I'll even do this on camera to see if the fontina that was still semi-frozen. Have you ever had fontina cheese? It's got a lot of flavor. We're going to push her in, push her down, and hope for the best here, guys. It's like a really soft kind of mozzarella kind of. Oh, I wish I was stronger. I don't know, she might burn out from this cheese. It's working. There she goes. So what I'm going to do is pause you and grate the rest of these cheeses because we're getting there. And then I'll show you. I'm going to pause you and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I've got this much cheese already in here. And I'm about to add the 16 ounces of cheddar and the rest of the mozzarella. This makes a lot of cheese shredded. I don't know. I've never made this recipe, so you're the second to know. This girl that I got this recipe from is from the Hamptons. And I said, how bad can it be if she's cooking for all the celebrities? So I'm trying it. I know it's going to be delicious based on the ingredients. And my food processor, I'm very lucky, is still alive after that amount of cheese. It was not, I'm going to use my fingers because I can't mix this up any other way. And of course the first batch went on the floor. So my water is boiling over here in this pot. I'm going to drop my pasta. We're going to work pretty quickly. My pasta is the one from Italy. And like I said, I might have to move you guys so you can see things. I'm going to heavily salt that water. Heavily. You want it to taste like a broth. So I'm going to put 1, 2 good plops. I don't know how that measures. Stir her up and get that pasta water going. I'm going to do it for 7 minutes while this, that says 6 now, timer off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Start. Okay, now this pot it's going to have 4 tablespoons of butter right here. And I'm going to melt that butter, and I'm going to melt flour into that, and I'm going to start making a roux. I'm going to move my cheese out of the way. So I'm going to start making a roux. Clean up some of this mess here. There's cheese on my knife. So I'm going to make mac and cheese because I figured it's something that can go. I'm going to pause you again. Decided there's no good way to video my stove. So now you're back over here. I'm stirring behind where you can't see. I'm stirring the pasta, which has still got 5 minutes left. The butter in this pot is starting to melt. I don't know if you can see. Yes, you can. So the butter's starting to melt, and that means I'm going to add in, I did 4 tablespoons of butter, and it's 4 tablespoons of flour is in this cup. I measured it out because I'm following her recipe to a T. So I did forget one thing. It looks like a Hurricane Alley over here, I know. But I had to get out a lot of ingredients to make this. So the trick to the roux is you get that butter and flour cooked. You don't want to start with a raw dough or a raw flour taste. That will not make a good roux. I'm going to get a whisk out, and I'm going to start throwing things over here that I don't need. So I had to do 2 tablespoons, and I did them 1 in each thing. In here is 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, and 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. And I did it in 2 separates because she calls for it in 2 separate parts of the recipe. So once the flour and I have it on a medium, I'm going to lower it. Once that is cooking, I'm going to slowly add in, and in here has lines, 2½ cups of milk and 2½ cups of heavy cream. When I say rich, this is not any joke. So I'm going to go to the 2½ cup line. Oh, I almost failed already. One of these spices, she said to toast into that flour to make the spices, she called it blooming. I can't pronounce her name. It's like Licia or Lisha. She's on Instagram, and she's a private chef, and I follow a lot of her recipes, and she's got what I should be doing. I'm stirring my pasta, and that has 4 minutes left, and I will not let that be overcooked. Okay, so now you can see I've got a roux going with spice. So now to that I add 2½ cups of milk, and the same slowly, and I'm going to switch to a whisk. I'm going to switch. This is going to be my cheese sauce. It's going to be unbelievable, I can already tell. So I'm switching to a whisk, incorporating the milk. I'm going to higher the heat just a tad. I have it on low right now. And hopefully you can see something. When I get done with when the roux thickens and bubbles, I take it off the stove and add 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard and half of this cheese. You'll see. I saw her do it online, and she's got it going on. Oh, I need that cup back, because now I need 2½ cups of cheese, of heavy cream right into this as well. So it's going to be, well, obviously I should have just poured that with a brand new carton, so that's 2 cups. So you know there's 2 cups in a pint, and now I need a ½ cup. So I asked the girl, can this be made ahead of time? And she said yes. It could be made today, and then tomorrow I could take it out of the fridge. It might take a little more time to bake. So I'm going to pause you for a few minutes, and I'll be back. Okay, so I only paused you so I could take care of the pasta, which is cooked and ready to go. This is starting to thicken up. There's a few more instructions that it had, and then we're good to go. This is a very hearty recipe that I can tell tomorrow my family will love. And I'm sure everybody has, I don't even follow recipes to make mac and cheese. I'm trying to get you in the food and not in anything else. I don't ever follow a recipe for mac and cheese, but there's 2 that I follow now. This one, and Martha Stewart's has Gruyere in it, and I love it. She puts like a crouton topping. I followed that one, and it was worth following. So this is starting to thicken. Half of this cheese is going to go in there. Then I'm going to let that melt, and then I turn the heat off and add a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. In the meantime, I'm putting this in this because that's pasta water, and it's going to go back in there anyway. I buttered my casserole dish, actually buttered, not sprayed. So this looks like the coolest recipe. When I saw her make it, I said, I'm going to try it. And I'll give you the honest take on it. What are you guys making for Christmas? So we are having, my daughter doesn't eat meat. There's 8 of us, including 2 little boys. So this macaroni and cheese will be a hit for 6 of the 8. My husband, I'm going to make him something plain pasta or a baked potato. But what we do have to go with this is, I haven't cut it up yet, the whole filet mignon. So I'm probably, you saw I had it for dinner as steaks the other day. I buy these whole ones, and like from here to here will be a roast. And then from there to there will be steaks. So my next job after making this mac and cheese is to cut that up. Pioneer Woman, she has the recipe. Literally, you cook it in 20 minutes. 20 minutes you have filet mignon and a garlic butter on the stove. You do with a stick of butter and 2 cloves of garlic, and then you pour it over that filet. Then you let it come to rest, and you slice it up. And I'm going to make a Rachel Ray, her mother's horseradish sauce. So can you see how thick that's getting? I could probably put it higher. I'm just trying not to scorch the bottom. Yeah, I'm a fan. I've been watching the Food Network and cooking channels since they started. And no, I do not think I'm anything like them because for number one, I don't have their budget. Number two, I don't have their equipment. I don't have a camera crew. You're on the oldest and oldest. I'm just doing this because now, this is not on obviously the bariatric forward sites. This is a high protein, 1 ingredient pasta that if you are post bariatric, you can eat some. But I am telling you guys, if I have a 1/4 cup of this, that would be saying a lot because my emphasis will be on that tenderloin. Courtney's bringing salad and dessert, and I'm not sure what Tommy's bringing, but I do know that that's ready for cheese. So I'm going to lower the heat again, and the recipe said put half of this cheese in there. That's going to be hard to do because I don't know how much half is. I should have probably done them in separate containers. But however you do it, it can't be wrong. Here's the interesting part of this was the other half of cheese that's there gets the other half of spices on the cheese. So you mix the cheese in. Well, first I should probably continue on with this and get this melted in. It's not going to take long. I'm going to lower her. And then she gets a tablespoon. Now she's a she. She gets a tablespoon of Dijon, which I know. I usually put dry mustard in my mac and cheese and some hot sauce sometimes. What's weird is this recipe has no black pepper or salt. I don't know. Maybe from all the cheeses. That is a cheese sauce worth talking about. And then you mix the spices, which I'm going to do with my hands, I can already tell. You mix the spices in with the cheeses that are left. And this is the really cool part. I saw when she made it. She cooks it for 400 degrees after she forms it into this casserole. She cooks it at 400 degrees, 20 to 25 minutes, and then she broils it for a few minutes on top, and the top gets brown and bubbly. So, with that being said, I'm putting that here, and I'm going to turn this off. Oh. Now we're going to drop the pasta right in. Whoop. And I cooked it al dente on purpose because it's going to continue cooking in this casserole. This makes a lot of mac and cheese, I can tell you that, guys. I mean, how bad does it look already? So we got heavy cream. We got, well, there was 2.5, almost 3 pounds of cheese in this. So half goes in. Look at that, you guys. Can you see it? I mean, I don't want to switch it if I don't have to, but I'm gonna. Can you see that pretty good? I mean, it's cheesy. So, and remember, those noodles are gonna swell. I gotta somehow put tablespoon of Dijon goes in. You guys are supposed to be telling me what to do here. So I'm gonna use 2 teaspoons and call it a tablespoon. This is gonna give it a ton of flavor. I'm glad I looked at it and put it right there. So, until I started cooking for videos, I absolutely 100% never used recipes. I never pre-measured out. Oh my God. I mean, I could put my head in that right now and it would be a good day. So somehow I got to get half of it in there. Okay, that's half, I'm going to say. And then in the middle goes a plop of the cheese that's been seasoned with all those spices. So we're talking. You sure this isn't cheese with macaroni? Because that's what it looks more like. So we're going to see. And then you leave the rest of this cheese for the top. But there's a center layer of this cheese. Would you make this? Okay. Then you put the rest on top of that. And the rest is going to be history. Get every bit of hot cheddar sauce that you can out of this because it's burning me. You have no idea how hard this is. I have no strength, and I'm sorry to block your view. Oh my goodness gracious. Mac and cheese in heaven. Now you put this rest of this on top of that. And this is, I swear to God, this must be cheese with macaroni versus macaroni with cheese. Oh my. I think I'm going to have a happy clan. What do you guys think? It weighs about 95 pounds. I've dirtied 35 dishes. And we have a vat, and I mean vat, of mac and cheese. And I never used the pasta water. It didn't need it. She said if it looked too thick to use the pasta water. So that is our mac and cheese for Christmas. And oops, excuse me, I'm making a mess. Want you guys to know that I'm with you till the end of the year, and then we'll see what happens. I mean, you guys love it. I love it. You love it. But I mean, eventually I think I'll run out of recipes. But this has to be the mac and cheese of the century. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's going to weigh like 90 pounds. I got to carry that out to the garage and put it in the fridge. That's definitely more than 10 pounds. So I didn't even taste it. I don't know what to say. It's delicious, but I know it's going to be even better tomorrow. Love you guys. That was 16 minutes. I tried not to make it long. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.